corner of my eye, I see two people running. I turn and take a good look.
Alright, is it the girls?
And sure enough, it was the two chicks we were just with.
Yo, so guys, Prince Charming. We're gonna be checking out Young Don, the Sauce God, worst rejection I've ever gotten from a girl. Oh, rejections. We all get it. There's no way you went through life getting accepted by everybody. This doesn't even mean going out with somebody. It literally just means somebody saying no to you. And like, even then, I know that y'all got rejected by a girl once, especially when y'all were younger, when y'all were boys, when y'all were teens, and you didn't know any better. You didn't know how to talk to women. Like, even I'm an adult now and I still get rejected. It doesn't happen as often, but it still happens. It's not like I just grew out of it. But still, we're gonna be checking out Young Don and how he got rejected, and this is the worst rejection ever. So this has to be brutal. Like, something had to have went down. I know how they always say the worst thing they can say is no, but like, no still hurts. No really hurts your heart. It really can still break it. So yeah, it's not simple. But if you need to like, subscribe, and go ahead and comment a rejection that you've had. A rejection that I had, I'll actually tell y'all the first. I think it was when I was in the 5th grade and I tried to talk to some light-skinned girl, and she immediately said, not immediately, but like through text later on, she said no. She was light-skinned, what can I say? But enough of me talking, let's go ahead and check out Young Don, the worst rejection I've ever gotten from a girl. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
When you're born, can you be born with sauce, or do you acquire sauce?
I like the old Gucci Mane.
You gotta be born with seasoning. You gotta get seasoned.
What happened to the old Gucci Mane, bro? If you ain't got no sauce,
Boy became
you lost.
The sauce god. I was just Donald, and Donald had...
My brother's name is Donald.
So that begs the question, how did I go from having no sauce to being the sauce god? Well, I'm a man's Gucci just said,
Gucci.
You aren't born with the sauce, you must
acquire it.
Now, here's where people get it fucked up. Money, fame, clothes, none of that stuff actually gives you sauce. They can only create the illusion of sauce. Because sauce comes from within you and is only attained by humbling yourself enough and having enough self-awareness to learn from every bad experience and mistake that you make, and then using them to make yourself a more dope person.
How is he speaking pure facts?
The only reason that I have the sauce now is because I have had my fair share of lame nigga experiences.
Oh,
I have made some
haven't we all?
ass moves in my life, man.
Corny.
And taking all those L's has helped to shape me into the man that I am today. Which brings us to this story. The story of the hardest curve that I have ever received.
Oh gosh,
this story takes place
hurt.
back in Jamaica, back when I was about 14 or 15 years old. Not too long before I moved to America. So back in my hometown of Kingston, every year they have this huge fundraising event at the park where you go walk around a track to raise money.
14, 15 years old, like, that's not a bad age to get your heart broken at. That's like the prime age when it starts. Like, if you get your heart broken at that age, you tend to be more savage-like, because, you know, you get 15, 16, you're a sophomore, freshman in high school, and then the rest of your years, you're just a complete savage. Usually, if you graduate high school savage, you're going to be a savage in college. You know, college only makes you worse. I've seen good girls go bad. I've seen bad girls go good. You could do it the other way, too. It's just more likely they're going to go bad. So, yeah, if you got your heart broken at 15 or 16, try to recover early. That way you're not too much of a savage, and you're not like curving everybody and thoughting around too much.
Something, you know how these things work. You get someone to donate some money, and in return you're supposed to walk a certain amount of laps. It really makes no sense at all. Like, I get
how does that work?
You're trying to do good, I guess, but nigga, come on, just give me the money. Like,
just give me money.
Breast cancer charity thing, either you want to donate or not. If you do, great. If you don't, have a nice day, bitch. That's it. What do you get from me walking? You're not even there. Like, do people really get off to just the idea of someone walking to them to?
What is that?
It works, I guess. All I know is that if someone came to me asking for money in exchange for them doing laps,
I would just laugh at their face.
Mouth. I'd literally take my hand and cup
that's
the back
worse
of
than
their
mine.
head and shove their face in my butt cheeks, and then fart in their mouth.
Oh gosh!
because that's what they deserve. So I'm at the fundraiser thing, and I went with my childhood best friend Jeremy. Side note, he's Asian, half Chinese, half Indian to be exact.
Konnichiwa.
That has absolutely nothing to do with the story. I just felt like saying that. So this event goes from 6
Chinese
p.m. in
and
the
Indian?
evening to 6 a.m. in the morning on a weekend. And it really is like a huge event. There's music and food and like games and tents. It's a vibe.
This is
for
Jamaica,
sure.
I'm
So
tripping.
Jeremy and I are walking the track doing the thing when I see this hot girl walking by herself ahead of us. Now,
Okay,
let me
by
be clear
herself.
about one thing. I have never been afraid of spitting game to a girl. I've always been confident enough to make the approach. The quality of the game being spat, however, was pretty trash early on.
I can't say the same thing, man. I was pretty shy talking to girls when I was younger. Like, if they didn't come up to me first or they didn't talk to me first, I didn't talk to them. And I went like elementary or whatnot, and you know, older as I got, middle school, intermediate, I just went just looking at my crushes in class and just never telling them. Just, wow, that's crazy. You know, they say you think about most about the things you haven't done more than the things that you have done. It is kind of true. I do think about what if I would have told them, would they have like accepted me or would have got it rejected? Who knows, you know? I'm popping now, so you know they're not rejecting me now.
So I turn to Jay and I tell him that I'm going to try and talk to this girl. We take a couple more laps as I strategize how I'm going to pull off the approach, you know, what I'm going to say, and then I made my move. So I speed up to catch up to her and I get right beside her. And then I turn to her
natural?
and say, hey, what's up? My name's Donald. I saw you.
Boy, who you think you are?
I thought you were pretty cute, so I wanted to come introduce myself. Now, I probably wasn't that smooth with it, but that was the message that I tried to get across to her. So she accepts a compliment and we
she's
start
cute.
talking. So we're walking and walking,
Nice hair.
and talking and talking. And as far as I remember, the conversation was going pretty alright. I don't remember any of the actual conversation, of course, but I'm sure it was a whole lot of BS small talk.
Yeah, you
because
never
if I knew
remember
what
the
to talk
convo.
about with a chick back then. But we did end up talking for like a solid 30 minutes. Like, I thought things were going amazing. And
Who does this guy think he is?
By the way, I mean, this girl was so out of my league at the time. It wasn't even funny. I was thoroughly proud of myself, to say the least.
Oh, is
And
she
out of
gonna reject
nowhere,
you?
some dude
Oh,
yells
gosh.
her name. She turns around and then she was like, oh my gosh, Darren.
A better looking
Runs over
guy.
and jumps into his arms, and that
hurts.
that's when everything started to unravel.
That hurts.
Everything that I did from this point on ensured that this chick was gonna curve the out of me, man. And again, I only
For a
know
better
this now
looking,
because
taller
of
guy.
learning from all the curves that I've gotten in my 22 years of life. So what happens next? She starts talking to this dude, and they're talking, and they're talking for a
You
while.
can't trust girls
And
these
I
days,
just
man. You're just
stood
standing there?
Stood there and waited like a lame-o.
No.
Introduce me. I wasn't a part of the conversation, and this was before Instagram and Snapchat and all that shit. So it's not even like I could pretend to be
Oh,
busy
that's
on my phone.
so
I was just
sad.
standing there. So eventually Darren left to go
Poor
be cool
guy.
somewhere else, I guess, and Shawty turns back to me. So I was
Nah,
thinking,
don't talk to
we could
her.
pick up where we left off.
Nah.
But then she was like, hey, I'm actually kinda hungry. I'm gonna go get something to eat. This was where I should have just let it go.
You should have.
Actually, I should have thrown up some deuces when she put me on hold to talk to Darren. But I clearly missed that message. This, however,
I
should
would have been left her.
crystal clear. But no sauce. So I'm like, oh, I'm hungry too. I'll come with.
No. Oh my
Whatever you want,
gosh.
Because I really want your approval and I don't want you to leave. And robber.
Oh my gosh, young Don, that is not saucy. I know this was before the sauce, this is the pre-sauce, but once Daryl, or like once she even turned around and looked at Daryl with those heart eyes, I would have been gone. I would have not even waited for her to jump in his arms. And then after she's done conversating, she wanted to turn around and then immediately try to break off from you. She's gonna meet up with Daryl. She's gonna go meet up with Daryl at the back of a Taco Bell and give him some... No, I believe she's a good girl, but still, like, nah, you're not finna do me like that. You're not finna play me like that. You're not finna have me looking out here like a loser.
Don, what the f, man? Just let it go. Just let it go, nigga. So I go with her and we end up getting popcorn. And then she turns to me and says, hey,
popcorn for
to
food?
my tent. I'll come hang out with you later. So I'm
like,
this
is at a festival.
Okay, yeah, for sure. You want my number or something so you can find me? Now, where's your tent? I'll come find you.
Oh gosh.
Sure? Because there are a lot of tents. Yeah,
just let it go.
So I was like, cool. I pointed to where my tent was. I headed back there, and I thought I was the freaking man. I tell Jay, yo, I'm down, bro.
My
we talk for a
gosh.
cool minute. She's gonna come check for me.
He must be a
later,
virgin.
Then I'll get the digits. So there we are, kicking it in the tent. A couple hours pass and I'm playing it cool.
She's not coming.
People in the tent, but low key, I'm looking out for shawty. A couple more hours pass and now I'm like, oh snap, she must be having a really hard time finding my tent.
My door just
I grab
opened by
Jay
itself.
and we hit the track again. We start walking and we probably go around the track like 6 times. And right as we were about to call it a dub,
that scared
I spot shawty. But this time she was with a girlfriend. So I'm like, perfect. Now Jay can have one too.
That scared me.
So we catch up to the girls and she's like, oh, hey, what's up?
She don't want to see you right now, bro.
Something lame. And now all 4 of us are walking together. And I'm definitely carrying the conversation. Then she says, hey, I need to use the bathroom. And asks her
She keeps trying to curve you.
We were right by the porta potty station.
Oh,
so
man.
her friend just head over there. So Jeremy and I are chilling, waiting on the girls. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see 2 people running. I turn and take a good look.
Is it the girls?
And sure enough, it was the 2 chicks we were just with.
Bruh. Nah, fam. I'll have to go home after that. I have to immediately just go home. Pack my bags, pack the tent, and just go home. Bro, did y'all see that door open by itself? That scared me. Like, it low-key distracted me. But these girls, man. These girls. You can't trust nobody. But to be fair, they did try to let y'all off, like, easy. They did many times. And he did know now that he has, like, looked back on the situation. It's just when you have sauce, you pick up on those things. In fact, when you have sauce, these things don't happen to you. Because they say yes and give you the digits.
Point them out to Jay, and I'm like, what just happened?
That's so
And
sad,
then he's
honestly.
like, I guess she doesn't like you, bro. And that
so sad.
That was when I finally realized that shit wasn't going that well after all. And at that time, you know, I was like, oh, what a like, ouch. Couldn't you have just been like, hey, thanks, but no thanks? And
they
I
ran.
guess that's an understandable position to have.
Ran off on the plug twice.
Now that I did a lot of things wrong, and when you do that, things go left. By the way, remember when I said this? Like, one day she was walking over to me, and I just ran away. Like, I had nowhere to hide.
Oh, this guy can't talk to girls.
To deal with the situation, so I just ran away.
Oh.
By the way, karma's a bitch, and that act did come back to haunt me years later. Yeah, this was that story. Moral of the story.
Let's hear it.
When it comes to people, never chase it, man. Let it come to you.
So that was it for that video, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. My man Young Don the Sauce God with some more facts. Never chase, just let it come to you. I was low-key doing that back when I was younger, but you know, when you're younger, you can't really do that because girls think you have cooties and they don't want to talk to you. No, but seriously, do not chase. And I want to say don't chase as in like don't like ever talk to a girl first. No, chasing means like you're constantly like being the first person to start the conversation, or first person to send the first text, or person that's coming up with all of like the date ideas or whatnot. Because if you have to be the first to do everything, bro, I guarantee you, like, there's somebody else in their life. You're never not gonna be first if you're the only person they're talking to. Let me just put that in your head. But still, you know, you may still get rejected nonetheless. It doesn't matter. Just don't chase. Just don't chase. Let it come to you, and I promise you, it'll feel so much better. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video if you want to apply from yours truly, Prince Charming. My name is Prince Ohakam. Stay charming, my friends.